Welcome back to Creative Culture, a podcast that explores art and creativity. I am especially interested in how art is a defining force that shapes our culture. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave us a comment and let us know what you think about this episode. And if you're listening over on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review and rating. No, a 5-star rating. 5-star rating. Well, you could leave a 5-star review too if you want. Go ahead, just put 5 stars right in that review and that will be fine. It only takes you a moment and I would sure appreciate your help with that. With over 2.6 million followers on TikTok and over 2.3 million on Instagram. Come on, Instagram, get it together. Let's pick up the slack here. Raven Griim has established herself as a social media powerhouse and trendsetter. She is a self-described cosplayer and content creator, spooky girl from the underworld.
Thank you for the lovely introduction.
I think that seems like a pretty accurate description. I think your videos feature everything from dance to cosplay to tattoos, and I don't know, they all have sort of darker themes running through them. So anyways, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to see you again.
Great to see you as well.
How have things been since we last talked? You've been busy, haven't you?
Yeah, so busy, but it's good busy, just lots of conventions and shoots and events, and busy but good busy for sure.
This is your life, isn't it? Just attending events and just being out there, huh?
Now it is, yeah. I used to live in New York and it wasn't as busy, so I didn't really leave the house. I kind of just stayed in and created content, and then the occasional event. But out here, now that I'm in LA, it's a lot. But it's good. It's good.
And you just got back from Las Vegas, I saw. I
did, yeah. Las Vegas is fun. I just really needed an excuse to go get a tattoo lasered. And then my friend was like, Heidi, and she said, let's go. Let's go make some content. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And then I ended up leaving with 11 finger tattoos as well from my friend. So
really?
Just happened.
Why did you get the tattoo removed?
It's kind of a funny story. I actually had a treatment for cellulite. It was like an injectable, and it bruised my skin so bad that it was permanent, kind of. It left a bruised stain. And I was like, I gotta get this covered. And I rushed it, and I didn't like it. And then here we are. So my good friend Chelsea Mack is lasering it for me.
Wow. Describe the experience compared to getting a tattoo. Is laser removal more painful?
So
it looked
painful.
Like it was not fun. I saw the TikTok you did.
Yeah. So she does numb me, and usually it doesn't really work too well. We only sit with it for 30 minutes usually, but this time we sat for an hour and 20, and it was so much better. But supposedly the more the darker the tattoo is, the more it will hurt, because if you do the tattoo laser on let's say just skin without ink on it, supposedly it won't hurt. I don't know. So the lighter it gets and as time goes on, it will be less painful, but definitely it's definitely a consequence to your actions when you get a bad tattoo. Don't get bad tattoos.
I'm going to keep that in mind. Well, I spend a lot of time fretting over my tattoos. I don't have nearly as many as you. I've got them on my arms. I've got one on my leg, but it is a very difficult decision for me to do it. Right? I know I have friends who just like to go get flash tattoos. They just walk in and I want that one, and just boom, and they get the stickers all over themselves.
That was me when I got my fingers done this last week. Yeah. I was I like these. My tattoos don't mean anything. What about you?
Well, mine were very meaningful. The first one I got was when I ran a marathon. So I designed one that has the 26.2 on it, and then the other ones, one is for San Francisco, and then this one is a cobra, which is my spirit animal. And you probably can't see it, but it's upside down here. That's actually a cover-up. So what I had was, I had a little tattoo that was for my 15th anniversary of being on YouTube. And so it had a play. Thank you. It's a long grind. We're going to have to get into that. So it was this play button with the bar on it, and it had the date, the video started on the day I started, which was so I had May May 15, 2008, and then it had the end, and it was really cool. I liked it, but it was like one of these fine lines that just, it didn't hold up well, and it was my skin. I had like sun damage on my skin, which is not a good thing with tattoos, and so it kind of bled in parts, and it was really hard to read.
No,
so I'm like,
I'm sorry.
that's it. Let's cover it up. But the cobra here, I kept on. There's a couple of like Easter eggs. I've got the play button and a pause button and a
Cool.
next video button. So
That's so creative. I love that.
It still harkens back. But your tattoos, that was the very first thing I noticed about you when I met you.
Because I have so many.
Well, not just because you have so many, but the things that you have are exactly the things that I love. It's just all of these dark themes. And especially when I saw like you have all these horror movie icons. At least I saw them on your arms. You
Yeah, we
them on
bonded
your legs.
over that for sure.
That was amazing. I know you've got. Is there any you don't have? Do you have Leatherface?
I actually do not have Leatherface. I don't have Freddy Krueger. I don't have Tiffany. I have Chucky. I don't have Terrifier, but like that's newer, and I don't know. Terrifier's okay, but I didn't get the hype, not gonna lie.
Really? Oh, so you know the third one's coming out here.
I do. I mean, I like horror movies that have like plots, like good stories, and it was just
Terrifier is
like, you know, it's a slasher. Yeah, it's just gore.
Old school slasher,
Yeah, which is still fine, but like I just prefer, like he's a really cool character design, so I like that. But yeah, I mean, you know, you get it.
I get it. Yeah, there's a lot of people getting Terrifier tattoos these days.
Yeah.
I follow Damien Leone and Elliot Fulham. He was on this podcast. He's the one who plays the kid in the movie, and so he was on talking about the Terrifier and how popular that. I think that character is kind of the biggest character in horror that's been around in years. It's amazing.
Yeah, because the character design it's so good. I feel like there hasn't been like an iconic horror character for a long time. So I think Terrifier totally took that spot. Besides that, maybe the Nun. I have the Nun.
Oh, the Nun, right? The
I
Nun
like that one.
is super. Do you have a Nun tattoo?
I do, yeah. I actually got a pedicure one time, and she didn't know, the woman doing my nails, that it was there, and I forgot to just pull my pant leg up. So I pulled up, she screamed. I was like, oh my god, sorry.
Oh man.
It's like, it's not that scary. I don't know.
So describe what you are wearing today. Is this like a normal wear? This is kind of like how I remember meeting you. It was just black and just kind of
yeah. So
clothing.
I mean, normally I wouldn't wear red lipstick, but I have like a YouTube video, an anime YouTube video that I'm doing with friends, Anime IRL. Check them out. So I'm gonna be cosplaying Misa from Death Note, and I just felt like I needed to put the lip on. I'm wearing like the clothes that, I mean, this is just my wardrobe, but like it fits her. She's like that. So I'm like pre-ready for that. But this is pretty much what it looks like every day. It's a gray lipstick instead of red.
Do you consider yourself first and foremost a cosplayer now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's what I love to do. It's what I've always loved to do. I just only started doing like cosplaying, I guess, full time a few years back. I just wasn't able to before that. You know how it goes. I used to be a makeup artist, and then social media took off, so I was able to do that full time eventually. Thankfully, I feel so lucky, and I love what I do. So, yeah, cosplaying has always been a love of mine, and I'm just glad I get to do it full time now.
That's pretty exciting. Is it fun to just, what's the best part about it? Trying to just come up with the design for the character's wardrobe?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
actually doing the cosplay.
I don't know. I kind of love all of it, but I love to do as like accurate kind of cosplays as possible, but like also changing it up a little bit. Like obviously, like I have cosplayed male characters, and I'm not a male, but I'll change it, like gender bend the cosplays a little bit, but still try to keep it kind of accurate to the anime. So that's what I like to do. There's tons of cool designs out there for cosplays. I wish I could make them myself. I can't. I tried for Anime Expo, and my whole cosplay fell apart, so that was really fun. But yeah, I love every part of it. I love doing the makeup. I think it's super fun. And then just making videos after and like emulating the character's personality, I think is really fun. The silly, goofy ones are the best. Right.
Yeah, I saw you did like a Jack Sparrow recently, or at least sort of Jack Sparrow inspired, I guess you would call it, right?
Yeah. That was so fun.
Yeah.
I love that. That shoot was great. It was cold.
Yeah, you were out on the beach, right? Running around.
Yeah,
That's gotta
yeah.
be cold
I
there.
was like, we're
And
losing sunlight.
so, and of course, then your whole outfit just gets soaked and covered in sand and everything.
Yeah.
So that was like the last day of that, and so you didn't, or you have to wash it.
It was a one day. I actually had to throw out all of the clothing that I wore that day because it was VidCon, and then I had a meetup and then Anime Expo. So I actually wasn't home and I didn't have time to like wash it. I didn't make it home, so it sat there in a garbage bag like soaking for a week, and then yeah, I had to put it down, that dress. But yeah, it was worth it. I think like the ocean aesthetic, like when it gets all sandy and like the clothes are like ragged and wet, I think it looks much cooler that way. I wish I should have just started in the water, but I did
Right.
get some stuff dry. But it's fun. I like to emulate the silly characters.
Yeah. You know what's really cool is how, coming from somebody who makes videos, is how much content you can get out of a single event. I mean,
I took so much. I still have plenty of footage. I just don't want to tire it out. I'm
but
sure people are
you
tired
just
of
kind
seeing
of,
that by now.
you can kind of just keep dribbling that out from time to time, right? And people see it,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
really,
They're
it's
like,
a
why'd
kind
you
of
post this already? I'm like, I did it. I did it, I swear.
uh, and you've been, well, so man, you've been doing social media. I was kind of like looking at, your earliest videos, and wow, you've been on social media a long time. When did you first start out?
Forever. I mean, since social media was a thing, I started out doing like makeup, lots of makeup because I was a makeup artist, and tutorials and stuff like that. It just kind of never hit until TikTok happened. But I've been on social media doing cosplays and makeup forever, probably since I was able to hold a makeup brush in my hand.
What
See,
was
I
that? What was
remember
the
though,
earliest? What was the earliest social media that you were on? Do you remember? Was that like
YouTube.
maybe?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
YouTube.
YouTube was.
A million percent. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
had
was
YouTube
I was
since
gonna
it
say
came
like
out.
maybe MySpace or something, but
Oh,
no.
MySpace. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love MySpace. Bring it
Yeah.
back. That was so good. I remember the first YouTube video I watched. Like I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was like stick figures and I don't remember anything else. There was like a cliff and stick figures. Oh, I wish I could remember that. But what about you? Do you remember the first YouTube video you watched? Like
I
2008 came out,
God, yeah,
2007, I don't know.
2008. That's when I
Yeah.
started posting videos, and it
Yeah.
was like, is that when you started? 2008? Was it around that time? It was
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
I was a little young to like post cool things. I
Yeah.
wish that I still had those files. It was pretty much me and my friends just like rolling down hills. I don't even know. Like I deleted them and I'm so upset that I did that.
It's
Yell
kind
at
of,
my
yeah, I
younger
know,
self.
because I love looking at channels, these like channels that have been around forever, and going back and looking at their first videos, because it just tells such a story
Yeah.
of like, wow, I mean, 15 years or more making videos. I mean, it's crazy. This year, well, next year will be like the 20th anniversary of YouTube. That's
Yeah,
incredible
it's
to
so
even
crazy.
imagine that. But
I know. I'm
did
glad you
you,
got on it so early though.
it's just, I think everybody back then just sort of fell into it. I don't think anybody had a real grand scheme or anything of what
It
they were
was
going to
so
do with it.
unprecedented at the time.
It was, and it was cool. It's
Yeah.
because people were doing just what you did. They just like posting, fun things with their
Yeah.
friends and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so, did you ever do any Vine?
I actually didn't. I mean, I've seen plenty, but I never had a Vine account. I don't know why or how, but I didn't.
I think TikTok
That's
kind of
weird.
replaced Vine in a way because it had that
Yeah,
scrolling from one to the other kind of a thing. And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so
I mean,
so
there's so many funny videos that came from Vine.
yeah,
I just never was on it.
a lot of YouTubers came from Vine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As the landscape changes, so do we, you know?
Yeah, what do you what's your assessment of how social media in general changed since then? And
Oh, I mean, I think it's progressing like faster and faster every day, and I feel like most platforms are just trying to kind of encompass everything that the other platforms are doing. Like, I mean, it's just a competition between platforms, really. So that's kind of frustrating. They all want your direct attention 24 hours of the day. So it's kind of rough, but I think you know how things go. Things change. I think storytelling is the meta right now. In real life content type stuff like vlogging is really popular, and just trying to keep up with the trends while being true to yourself as a creator I think is hard, and especially you do art, right? So it's like it's hard to kind of be in every niche and space and like do what all these platforms like want you to do. So it's just, you know, you get it, it's rough.
It is. It's hard because you start making content just that appeals to the platform or the algorithm or whatever, and it's hard to stay.
They punish you for being yourself, yeah.
And they do, and they all tell you the same thing. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Well,
like, okay, thank you.
To a point, but if you want to make a living at it, you got to do what people respond to on it, or what the algorithm kind of steers you towards, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find any of that frustrating, or do you just kind of roll with the punches?
I mean, I just continue to do what I love, because I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, while trying to stay current with trends and, like the requirements of platforms and stuff. But it can be frustrating. Yeah. Like, how they have, like options to schedule posts and stuff. So like they say, oh, we have this tool that you can use to make your life a little easier. You're like, okay, I'll use it. And they're like, haha, no, if you post directly, that's better because we want your attention. Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, exactly. That's what they don't want you to do, is using those scheduled posts. They're like, wait, you're not actually here. No. We want you here, right here with us. Don't leave us. Don't leave. Be here at all times.
Why give me the option? Okay.
Yeah. No,
How do you feel about it? Yeah.
Well, I'm actually taking a break from YouTube. I haven't posted a video for about 6 weeks now. I'll get back into it, but it was good. After I kind of hit my 16th anniversary this year on there, and it just, I don't know. It's just like, I'm just exhausted, and I'm trying to spend more time working on my art and kind of doing that. So I kind of feel like I deserve a little bit of a rest, but
you do.
No
it's
matter
a celebration and a rest.
It is. But no matter what you do, it just always feels like there's all this pressure, even when you're not doing it. There's even more pressure if you're not posting, because then it's like, they're going to just totally punish you for not posting anything.
I think that's proven too. So it's the pressure's on. Yeah, it sucks. It for sure is not great that they do that. But well, you deserve time. You deserve time off.
I think so. Yeah. So I'm not sweating it too much. I'm focused on other things like this podcast. I just enjoy doing it. Go. So yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
Good. So, as long as you're having fun, that's what matters.
Yeah. What was the tattoo that you got to replace I was going to ask you that, by going back to the tattoo thing, to replace the one that you had removed.
Oh, I'm still working on removing it. It takes
it's many sessions.
Yeah. So it's lighter now, but it's not gone. So not yet. Yeah. Probably take, I don't even know, so many more sessions, but it'll be worth it, and I'll get it covered in the end. Probably just something like spooky gothic. I don't think I'm going to put a portrait there. I think that'd be a weird place to put a portrait. So I think I'll just get something like maybe thorny flowers, gothic, spooky. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
What do you think about face tattoos? Is that something you would ever consider?
When I was younger, I would have wanted them. Now I don't think so. I don't have an exact reason. I just don't really want to mess with my face. I feel the same way about like injectables. I think just like messing with my face would scare me. But my neck I would love to do my throat, but not my face. Maybe
neck tattoos look so cool, I think.
They do, right? Yeah. You ever see people with like the blacked out necks though? I'm like, oh my God. I'm not too big of a fan of those. I feel like they can distort the shape of your face. I already have a weak jaw, so if I did that, it would look crazy. I would just look like an egg. Like.
I like to watch these tattoo artists on Instagram, and so it's, of course, once you start watching them, then they just start throwing you all the tattoo artists, and then next thing you know, you're getting into extreme body modification videos.
Oh yeah.
That's like
I'm all for people doing what they want, but it's a lot.
It's a dark place, some of that shit. I mean, there's like these guys are like cutting their noses off and their ears, and wow. I mean, where do you get this done? I mean, how do they do this? I don't even know.
I wonder the same. I don't know. I mean, obviously there are certain people who are willing to do that. I'm sure they have to travel, because I'm sure not that many people are willing to do that. I don't know what the inspiration is. Maybe I did hear, I think one of those inspirations for someone that has a removed nose was like an alien, like they just really wanted to be like
that's
an
the
alien.
Guy that looks like an alien, and he's got his face tattooed like it. He's got like tattooed eyeballs and the whole look. In theory, I think the tattoo eyeball is cool, but I would never do it. I think it's dangerous, obviously. I will stick with my contact lenses. I think that's like everybody's like worst fear is a needle or something in your eyeball.
Oh my God. God, I don't know how they do it. Props to them. I can't.
It's like, there was a movie. I don't know if you have ever seen American Mary. It was the Soska sisters directed it. It was like one of their first films, but it was all about, it's a horror movie all about extreme body modification. It was
I'm gonna
super
watch
cool.
that.
Oh
That
yeah.
sounds scary.
It is
Yeah.
so good. I love their movies so much. But
Amazing. I think it's interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I mean, I like body modifications. Obviously, I have permanent vampire teeth, but like, I wouldn't say that I would be as extreme as that.
Well, I guess the permanent vampire teeth, yeah, that's not that extreme compared to some of these people, but it is cool
I don't
because
think so.
no, I mean, it looks super cool. And I doubt that was very painful to have done.
No,
I'm going
not
to
at all.
guess. Those
It's the same. Sorry?
those are just like veneers or something over him.
Yeah, so I had composite. So I mean, anything the dentist does normally, it's just that, but like they just made it longer. So I originally got composite bonding a few years back, and then it was chipping so often. So I was like, I need to just like get them permanent. So I got veneers, and I had actually asked him to make them longer, and he was like, yeah, I'll make them longer. I'll make them longer. And I was like, you sure? Like, can I make them longer? And then he didn't. So I do want them a little bit longer.
Really?
So yeah, so we'll see. I'm still looking for somebody to do that out here, but they're so much better now that they're veneers. They don't like chip or break or anything, and yeah. But I love them. They're still very good.
Well,
Yeah.
now how do you get? Do you just go to like your regular dentist, or do you go to a cosmetologist, cosmetic?
Yeah.
Who does this kind of thing?
A dentist who's willing. So a lot of them won't do it because the structure is more
Will my
unstable, so they don't
insurance
want-
pay for this if I want to get this done?
Probably not, but maybe if you make a good case for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta
I
have
had a
them to
friend who
suck
had
blood.
them, so yeah, I'm sure it would be very helpful. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. Wow. And does it bother? Was it hard to get used to those? I mean, as far as just eating, I'm sure everybody else is hard to eat and everything, but it seems it must
okay.
be fine.
It's fine. I think subconsciously there was some like shifting in my like mouth when I was eating, like when I first got them. Like it just kind of does it automatically, but not consciously. Like it doesn't cause any problems. If I ever bite my tongue, it's with my front teeth. It's never with the fangs. Like they have not cause me any problems. It just depends on like your dentist too. Like because I had the temporaries while I was waiting for the veneers to come in, and like they were sticking out to like the side, like those caused problems. They fell off twice, and I was like, oh god. It's annoying. So it just depends. Like, make sure they do a good job. Go to a good dentist. And
Yeah.
I had a friend recommend this person that I went to, so he was good. I just wish they were longer. So
Is he going to do them longer? Do you think the same guy will do it longer?
no, that was back in New York. So
Oh, that
he
was
said
in
he
New
could
York.
make one of them longer. Yeah. After it was already on, I was like, what do we do? What do we do? He was like, I'll fix it. But then I moved. So, yeah. We'll see.
They look pretty good.
I knew there's a Fangsmith out here. He said he would like try to find a dentist that would help me, and maybe he can make the permanent ones and have somebody else put them on. But we'll see. Update to come.
They look pretty fangy as they
Thank
are
you.
right now, I think.
I think I'm just so used to them that they don't. I like forget that they're banned. People are like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what?
What are some of the comments you get from people about that? I mean, you must get comments. Do you get comments from strangers, complete strangers? Like, if you're going to a coffee shop or something?
Usually I feel like the feedback is pretty positive. Like nobody's pretty mean. Maybe it's just because like I look scary. I don't know. I hope I look scary. That's the goal. But
I'm scared right now, terrified.
yeah,
I like it. That's my life. I want to be terrified.
right? The horror movie buffs. Why are we like this?
Right.
But there was one time I was out in Dallas with my friend Cher, and there was a guy, and I guess he was really scared. And he goes, "Are you a vampire?" And I was like, "Yes." And then he was like. And he ran away. He was like, "Are those real?" And I was like, "Yes." And then he was like, Cher was like, he's looking. And I was like, he like ran away. It's funny. It's definitely funny when people like actually think it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, not fake teeth that I purchased.
Oh, yeah.
but
I would just totally lean into that.
I love it.
Yes.
It's fun.
I am a vampire. That's cool. Yeah.
If only.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So what's I want to know more about the world of cosplay, because I've not had a cosplay person on this podcast before.
Oh,
and I
very
know
exciting.
that, I mean, it's huge. There's so many people doing this now, and it's such a huge
crazy.
thing. So like, what is do you go to competitions, or do you just show up and just be yourself and just have fun, or how does that all work at these cons?
Sure. So at the conventions, I mean, I personally don't do cosplay competitions. I believe to enter those, you have to like make your own cosplay. So they are gonna like give you grades or points based on, you know, your sewing skills and how you did this, that, and the other thing. I just can't make cosplays, but I know a few amazing people who can, and then very talented. But I personally just go to the conventions to kind of like network and cosplay, get lots of content, and have fun. However, you know, if a cosplay convention like asks me to work it, I would love to do that as well. But it's kind of more just to get photos and content and network with the other creators and cosplayers. It is really crazy that the industry is so big now. I mean, this is like why I didn't have friends as a kid because I was like that weird Naruto girl, you know, Naruto running in the recess. So it's just crazy that like it's so readily available everywhere now and like so popular, which is amazing. And I love that it is this way. It's just like shocking. It's wild.
So when you're doing a cosplay, do you tailor it according to just kind of whatever is interesting to you at the moment, or and is every convention you go to a completely different character? Probably, because you're making content out of it, right? It would have to be.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to repeat too many times. There are a few characters that I've done multiple times. I try to change it up a little bit as I go, but I generally cosplay characters that I like. Just because I don't want to cosplay a character I don't like. I feel like that would just not be true to myself. And as I mentioned before, I think that's like a really important thing is to just, you know, create content that you love and you're happy with, and not because, you know, somebody else wants it necessarily. But, you know, if there's a popular anime that I like and that character is trending or something, I'm like, oh, it's a good time to cosplay it for sure. I would say.
Mostly anime. That's what you do.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few other like cartoon characters I've done, like Shigo. You know, I would love to do a Kim from Kim Possible, though that would be cool. I haven't done it yet. Raven, Teen Titans, you know, stuff like that. But I'm definitely way more immersed in the anime side of things rather than like cartoons. And I honestly don't know too much about like, DC and Marvel, so I should probably get my foot into that. But
how have you been into anime your whole life? Is that why you
yeah,
do the cosplay?
for sure.
Really?
Yeah. My earliest like movies were like Sailor Moon and Studio Ghibli movies, or yeah. So I've always been fond of it. Always something I loved, and it just kind of transformed into this.
Yeah, I know. It seems like other people I've talked to, it seems like Sailor Moon was kind of an entry point at some.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is. I don't know enough about anime to know. It's guess what I would have to ask you. If I were to go to a convention, what would be a good cosplay for this?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I would have to think
style
on
me.
that. There would be so many. You could totally do like Maze Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist. He's amazing. He's such a good character. I won't spoil anything, but he's an awesome character. Everyone loves him. It's just kind of like a military. I could probably pull it up somehow.
Do I give off military vibes? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just trying to think of like good characters.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm such a visual person. Like I need to usually look at a list. Like I'm so bad. Even when somebody comes up to me and asks like interview questions about anime on the spot, I'm like, I've forgotten everything I've ever known. But yeah, if you give me like a list, I'll tell you like a million that you could play. But Maze Hughes would be a good one. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep that in mind.
You'll have to look it up.
Okay, I'll show up at the next convention and surprise you with that.
Yeah.
You won't even recognize me. Huh?
I'll keep my eyes. I actually never see cosplayers of him, so.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. See, that's why I would want to do something that nobody else has done, so everybody would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
know.
sure it's a really popular anime. It's one of the best, but I don't really see too many cosplays from that show.
What's your favorite anime to watch, hands down?
Oh. Probably Inuyasha. I love like the early 2000s anime, like super late 90s and early 2000s. I think was like peak anime era. It's so good. Yeah.
Why is that?
You know
Why
what?
do you
Maybe it's
prefer
just
that?
nostalgia. It could be nostalgia. I think, things were just made differently back then and like the themes and stuff. I mean, there are some really good things about like new gen anime too. Like, what? The pace is usually faster now. People's attention spans, aren't what they used to be. So things aren't usually as dragged out. I just think that that anime was so all around good. Or Naruto. Naruto's a classic, but it could just be nostalgia as well. But I think they're just good.
Do you read manga also?
When I was younger, I used to read a lot of manga. I used to read a lot of like Griim, which it was adapted into an anime, and never got a proper ending. That one is so good. I recommend it for sure, even though it doesn't get a proper ending. But not really anymore. I don't have too much time to do that. I'm actually not caught up on any anime right now, like at all. I have so much to catch up on, but I haven't had the time. I'm sure you can relate. Finding the time as an adult, it's hard now.
It's impossible. It's impossible. There's never enough hours in the day or days in the week to get everything done that you kind of want to do. And you have all these things you want to do, and it is very difficult to prioritize everything.
That's why you need to take a break and relax.
well, I just ended up working on other things, but things that I didn't really enjoying. So I think that's kind of the fun thing. Yeah, I read my first manga recently, actually.
Oh,
I read
nice.
Junji Ito.
Oh, yes.
I read Shivers, which was a series of short stories. Horror. Yes. That's why I got it, because it's horror.
Yeah.
Super creepy.
It was actually adapted, I believe, into an anime as well, which I haven't seen yet, but I believe so. I'm pretty sure I saw it on Netflix, but I could be wrong, but I feel like I did see that. But yes, Junji Ito, lots of horror stories for sure, which also I need to catch up on.
So bizarre, so weird, out there. He's got a great imagination.
Oh yeah, I've heard only good things.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I love horror. They need more good horror animes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should try Elfen Lied. That's an older one, but
it's
gory. Yeah.
Oh, really? What's it called again?
Elfen Lied. Sorry in advance for that recommendation.
No, I'm writing it down, because anything horror, I'm going to always take the recommendations for, because it's it's kind of is my life.
That's good. I love that. Have you seen any good horror movies lately? I feel like I haven't at all.
Yeah, so I write reviews for them for Shade TV. I think you know Marissa.
Yes, love her. Yeah.
And Alfred, they do that. And so I'm their horror review guy, which is, and so, but it's a little bit more difficult with horror, because there's not as many new horror films that come out to the theaters in kind of wide release. And so, but I try to catch all of them when I can. I really enjoyed Maxine a lot.
Okay. Right.
I don't know if you've seen
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard of it.
The X series was really, really good. Those X and Pearl, and this is the third in that trilogy. Okay. And I really did enjoy the new Damien movie. The new
first
Omen. The first one. I think it's better than the others, really. I mean, I really enjoyed it a lot. It's like a hot take, but I'm like, it was pretty damn good. It's better than the first one, really. Because I actually, before I watched that, I thought, I should probably watch that first trilogy and just see. And man, it was, I don't know, it was kind of boring, really.
I think that's the general consensus. I think you're totally on the nose with that. The musical score was really good too. I like that it wasn't so like new age, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like it was very true to what it is.
Yeah.
I think it was good too. What throws me off is always the CGI though, when when they bring out, I don't want to spoil anything, but like when they pull out the big CGI guns, I'm like, why? It just ruins it for me.
It does. It's like, just stop, because every horror fan loves practical effects. So just stop doing the CGI, because it never looks right.
Yeah. Even that's why, like, I think The Nun was so good. I mean, they did go a little bit overboard, I feel like, but like it was so good because it was mostly makeup. Did you see The Nun 2 actually?
I did. Yeah. Ugh. That was
Can I give a little spoil? Well, it's not really a spoiler.
Go for it. You could spoil it all you want.
Oh my God, I could talk about this forever. But like, I don't know if you would remember, but there was a scene with the painting on the wall, and it was the nun, and it kind of like comes out at you. And I think that was like one of the worst effects that I've seen in horror movies in a long time. I don't know if you remember it, but it looked like a shark, and I was like, why? They relied so heavily on CGI in that film, and just poorly made jump scares, and I was like, ruined.
It was such a disappointment because I loved The Nun, and I liked the whole Conjuring universe.
Yeah,
It's just such a
very
cool
good.
thing. I want to see more of that.
Me too.
And then I was so excited to see The Nun too. And then after seeing it, I was kind of like, I can barely remember it now. I just like, it just kind of came and went. And
I just remember that it was bad.
yeah, that's
But
exactly
they're making
it.
The Conjuring 4, right? Soon.
That's true. Yeah. And there was the last Conjuring film wasn't really my favorite either. That one was.
Yeah. The third one?
No, was it the third? It was the one that came out like last year, or what was it called?
Last year?
I'm blanking on the name of it. But
There's so many I can't even remember. I thought the third one was not bad though. Besides, like the beginning was a little cheesy, but I don't remember which one.
I don't remember exactly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up my. This is the part I can edit out while I'm looking up.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, edit whatever you feel.
Did you see Long Legs?
No, but I'm dying to. I've heard good things, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I need a horror movie that is good. I haven't seen one so long.
Well, I would say Long Legs is good, but not as good as his first film. Oz Perkins, he directed, it's Anthony Perkins' son. So he's got like this horror genes in his body. But he directed The Black Coat's Daughter, which is one of my most favorite horror films ever. It's probably it is just amazingly spooky and scary film. So it would be my recommendation.
I'll watch that one.
Yeah, as far as anything, there hasn't been a lot coming out this year. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I saw The TV Glow. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen anything. I'm so.
You haven't not seen it? Okay, well.
No, I haven't had time to see anything. But yeah, send me a list.
I will.
I did unfortunately see Imaginary, which was portrayed as a horror movie, and it was like the worst movie I saw that. In my life.
I wrote a review of that. I was trying to be very kind in my review, but it was not.
So kind.
It was.
It was atrocious. It was straight up horrible.
It was not good. No, I think it was one of these, PG-13 horror films that is just kind of you expect to come out in January or something, and they're just. I saw there was one. What was it called? It was like the first one of the year was like the swimming pool or something like that. I forget. It was like there was like a ghost in the swimming pool, and. I think actually made a lot of money. They're going to do like a sequel to it. I can't believe it because it's like these Blumhouse movies. You never know.
It's always Blumhouse. I'm so sorry, Blumhouse, but
they come up with the shittiest movies and some of the good ones. They do have some good ones, but oh my god, they got some really bad
when
ones.
I see that come across the screen, I'm like, damn, this is gonna suck. So mean, but it's true, unfortunately. Oh my god. I was going to say something. I don't remember which movie it was about. I totally forgot. It was probably about Imaginary still. But the PG-13 movies. I think I liked the old Insidious movies.
Oh, right,
but
right.
the new one, I didn't. I couldn't stand that one. Thought it was not good. But
the key.
That was one that was PG-13. Yeah. The Red Door or whatever the most recent one was. I didn't think it was very good.
Yeah,
but
you know what? Maybe that's the one that I was thinking of, not Conjuring. Sometimes I get those two confused for some reason.
I know, the Conjuring universe is good though.
Yeah.
Smile was really good. I know that was like a few years old, but
sequel coming out. Yeah, sequel coming out this October. Yeah, Smile 2 looks really good. Yeah, that one was surprisingly good. I thought I was expecting a different movie. I thought it was going to be just a kind of a cheesy thing, but it was actually quite thoughtful. I really enjoyed.
I agree. The marketing was good too.
It was.
Everyone standing at the stadium just like.
Right. I think that. But this year, I really liked Immaculate. Also came out along the same time as the Damien movie. Both of those are very similar movies. And
oh wait, I did see that. That was Sabrina Carpenter, right? With the Abbey.
Yeah. At the Abbey, she goes in there. Yeah.
I don't remember if I liked that or not. I feel like it was average. I feel like I didn't hate it, but I feel like it was just your typical nun movie.
Oh, talk about movies that spoil it in the trailer. Was Abigail, was the vampire.
I didn't see that, but I heard bad things.
It was a good movie, but it would have been so good if they had not told you in the trailer that this little girl turns out to be a vampire.
I saw that, in the trailer. I saw it too.
I'm like, it would have been so cool. That would have been such a twist. It's like you're watching in like 40 minutes into the film, this girl who's been kidnapped, all of a sudden she turns into a vampire and starts kicking ass. I'm like, oh man, that would have been like dusk to dawn, kind of mind blowing. That would have been so cool. But
I don't know why they do these things. It's crazy.
It drives me crazy. I don't know.
There was that other vampire movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't think I finished it. I think I fell asleep, but it
Yeah.
wasn't bad as far as I remember. But I didn't finish it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one. It's like one takes place in that one chapter of Dracula, and it was pretty good. I was kind of like you though. I kind of got sleepy in it. I don't know. It wasn't totally. I don't know. No. Give me a couple of your top favorites of all time.
Horror movies?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I mean, it's not scary, but I love Trick or Treat.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's like every Halloween. I have to watch that.
Ah, yeah. I love Trick or Treat. I think it's just such a great movie. I really like the Conjuring universe.
Yep.
And like it's hard because there are classics that you just love because they're so good. I think The Nun's probably one of my top favorites. I just find nuns so scary.
It's so creepy.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. I love that one. But yeah, I think Trick or Treat would probably be my favorite. But scariest, I don't know. Nothing really scares me, like movie wise.
Yes.
I would love to be terrified.
Me too. We're all desensitized at this point.
What about you? What are your favorites? Oh, you said the Black Coat's Daughter, right?
That was definitely top tier at least in the 21st century. I would be my top 5 picks. I would say The Witch is really good.
Oh yeah, The Witch. I like that one.
I enjoyed that whole vibe of that. Just so much. Black Phillip, yeah, he's so cool. Man, I had a T-shirt with Black Phillip on it. It was so cool.
Oh,
I loved just wearing that to the gym. And but yeah, I like that because it's all about establishing this whole vibe. I think The Witch was kind of a turning point in modern horror films, and
I think so too. Yeah, that's actually, what's a one? Here's a hot take. Everyone loves Midsummer. I don't.
I'm kind of with you on that. I loved
surprised.
Ari Aster's first film was Hereditary, which was fantastic. I loved Hereditary.
Okay, here's another hot take.
You didn't like Hereditary?
No. I was like, what is the hype behind this?
Oh man.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I know everyone loved that.
No, I loved it. I loved Hereditary. Midsummer, though, it was a little bit too long. I don't, it's also one of those things where I think a lot of these guys they make a horror film and the next film is kind of lumped in as a horror film, but I don't think it was particularly a horror film at all.
It was more just like a cult, almost documentary.
It was The Wicker Man, basically.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched that thinking it was The Wicker Man because I saw The Wicker Man when I was a kid. Yeah. But here's another film I do love, actually, As Above, So Below. I wish there were more movies on the catacombs and The Descent. I love The Descent.
The Descent is so amazing. Yeah,
those are probably
great ending.
Top 5.
I love it when movies just go for it at the ending.
Yeah.
Just like,
And the makeup was so good, and like they used real bones. That's what I'm talking about. Like, limit the CGI, bring back real bones.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm following this woman on Instagram who makes jewelry out of bones. It's really cool, like animal bones. Is it
Purgatory Playthings?
I don't think it's her. It must be somebody else. Why, is that somebody you know?
I got some. Well, I bought like teeth rings before.
Oh, okay.
So I get
cool.
it. I love like jewelry.
Yeah, and it's cool to see. She just like finds roadkill basically.
Yeah.
Cleans it up.
Yeah. Ethically sourced. It's all good.
Ethically sourced, yeah.
Yeah. There's a store out by me. I forget what it's called. Maybe it's called Memento Mori, I think. I just bought like a spider from there, and I'm dying for a bat. I need a good bat. Yeah.
You do. Yeah.
I'm looking for one.
I was expecting your entire background here to be much spookier than it is, but
yeah, well, this is kind of like my like cosplay studio / like stream room / closet. It's my closet, but it's just like right above my my PC here. There's just like 6 wigs hanging. So it's more it's just a combination kind of what I have. Mostly just candelabras and anime things, my YouTube plaque, obviously. But my bedroom, I feel like, is more spooky, like floor-length candelabras, big giant drapes.
Nice.
All that.
Yeah, there was a store in San Francisco on the Haight. It was called Love to Death, and I used to love going to that place. And the pandemic, they didn't survive the pandemic, and so they think they went online and did some. I think they might still have a website, but it was one of these places was so cool because they had like these taxidermy like birds from like the 19th century, where it was like a fad for a while, where people were making these taxidermied birds and putting like little suits on them and hats and making little scenes. It was just so weird.
My friend has some of those, but with rats or mice.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
having like birthday hats and clothes and stuff. One's on a pole. Like.
It's so cool. But yeah, I love all that stuff. I could just spend hours in there looking through all of their stuff. But there's still a couple good spooky stores down in the Haight. I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco.
No, I haven't. One day.
We got some cool places like that with tarot, lots of tarot and that sort of thing, which is what I enjoy.
Yeah, love that stuff.
Yeah.
One day I'll go on like a spooky tour.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I did last year? Last year I went on this ghost tour. Have you ever done one of these things? It's like a walking tour.
In Salem. Yeah. They're kind of lame though. I haven't been on any good ones.
Oh, this one was good.
Were you on a good one? Nice.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco. It was like all these historic places and weird tales, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I'm glad. I think just because it was Salem, they were probably just tired of tourists.
See, I would think Salem would have the best ones.
You would think. I went to Salem on Halloween and it was the worst. It was so bad. They were like kicking everyone off the streets at 10 p.m. There was like a bar. Yeah, and it said it was open till like 1 or 2 a.m. And the guy that like owned it was like, he locked the door and he was like mocking us outside, like pretending to open the door while there was clearly people in there. They're so rude to tourists. The worst haunted house I've ever been in. Like it was straight up like an empty Spirit Halloween aisle. It's like $15. I was like, damn, like the tourists give you the money to operate these things. Like, why are you so mean?
It just bums me out because that's one of the places I want to go someday is to see Salem.
I'm sure it'll be okay. It was really cool to see like all the costumes. It was flooded. Like they have cool stores or whatever, but like they definitely hate tourists on Halloween.
You can see the Baphomet statue there at the Satanic Temple.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that, but I did go inside like the Salem Witch Museum, which wasn't really a museum. It was more like an auditorium, and they just told a story with like, that's it. So I think a museum would have been cooler, not gonna lie.
Just go to that Spirit Halloween store, you'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it'll be the same thing, except they won't yell at you as much, probably.
Spirit's open. Mean. Spirit just opened last week. I'm so excited.
Did it?
Mm-hmm. Halloween season is upon us.
Yes, I have been hunting for this cauldron that I saw on the internet from Home Goods, supposedly, and I called 10 different Home Goods, and they don't have it, and I need it. You can cook with it. It's like a real cauldron.
Yeah, really?
I need it. And I've been trying to find one for years, and they just don't have it. I tried online.
Yeah, because, I think Spirit has like those plastic ones, but I don't think you can cook it on plastic.
I know, it's cast iron, that's why I've been
calling. A real cauldron.
Yeah,
wow.
I need
that would be pretty cool. You know, maybe you could find somebody. I should go through my Rolodex of people that I know and see if I can find somebody who could make one of those, because I know a lot of metal workers. Yeah.
Yes, please.
That would be cool. Yes. Like a huge, like where you can just like, toil and...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be perfect. Yes.
Yeah, I love going to Spirit. It's like one of the few stores I really like going to is the Spirit stores. It seems like every year they get better and better. Their animatronics are always really cool. And yeah. I always make a Halloween video, so I have to go there and buy stuff. And usually half the stuff I buy I don't actually use for my Halloween videos. No. But
it happens. Yeah. You're just like, oh, I like that. I like that.
I know. I could use this.
Yes, and then you don't. We've all been there. Need Halloween stuff.
Do you have anything planned for this Halloween? Are you this early?
Not really. It's funny because I cosplay all year round and I'm spooky all year round. So like Halloween, it's like. Usually I don't end up doing anything.
That's the way I am. That's so funny you said that because I'm like every day is Halloween, and then when Halloween is here, people always ask, "Are you going to go do anything on Halloween?" I'm like, no, probably not.
Yeah, it's just busy. So I don't know. Maybe not. I'm in LA, but
yeah. Well, you'll have a million different invitations, I'm sure, to do cool things.
We'll see.
No
maybe I'll be tired. Who knows?
But you don't have any costumes planned for Halloween?
You would think I would be planning this like year round for Halloween, but I end up usually just in my PJs, so because I just cosplay all year round, so it's not a big deal. But
you'll be making Halloween content. I know you'll make Halloween content.
Yeah, no, I mean I make it like now it's September. October,
make it all year round, right?
Yeah, so then on the day I'm just like, I don't know, but lots of gory, fun stuff. Usually like Resident Evil, but every Halloween that I've been out, I usually just end up being a vampire or a witch. Since I was a child.
So basically you're just being yourself.
Yes.
It's like not much of a stretch for you to be a vampire.
My typical normal wardrobe, I think I have like 5 vampire capes, so it's all good. I don't need anything.
What do you think
What can
about
I say?
what do you think about there's like a controversy. Oh, it's not really a controversy, but like the whole word influencer has kind of gotten like this really
Yeah,
negative connotation.
I
Do
think
you
that's true.
do
Yeah.
you consider yourself an influencer?
I mean, there's definitely a distinction. Like, I think technically is what people say. There's a distinction between influencer and creator. Um, I just personally don't. I mean, it's like it's debatable,
Yeah.
whatever people say, but I just don't like the word influencer because of, I guess, the negative connotation, and I don't want to be perceived as somebody that's just like, try this product,
It
please,
seems
because
so
it's filling your clothes.
authoritarian.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I do definitely just try to use the word creator more often. I definitely don't think I push products in people's faces. It's pretty rare that I even promote stuff, which I am trying to get back to a little bit, but I never want to be one of those people that's just like promote every single second of every single day.
Yeah.
I think that definitely breaks trust with your audience, and maybe that's why the word influencer got such a negative connotation, as you mentioned.
And it's probably why one of the reasons why you have so many followers on these platforms is because you don't constantly
I'd like to think so.
shill for products.
Yeah, I feel like I only really like to promote something like if I really, really like it, or if I just like organically am showing it or using it. Like I'll just be
Hmm.
like, oh, like, this isn't sponsored, but the
Right.
company,
Yeah.
please sponsor me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube was always, these days, they're really pushing this shopping thing. I keep getting these emails from them. They're like,
Yeah.
and now what they're doing is they're finding individual videos that I've made and they're like, we want you to tag Home Depot in this video and you'll make lots of money. I'm like, fuck
Yeah, I just
that.
went to an event for YouTube shopping and they were saying the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like really, really pushing that hard.
Hmm.
YouTube gets into these kicks where they're really pushing one thing
Hmm.
really hard, and they
Probably
just
because of TikTok Shop, I would assume.
it just seems like YouTube is reacting a lot these days
Yeah.
rather than being
Holding their own. Yeah.
they just like, oh no, TikTok's doing this, oh no,
Yeah.
Instagram's
Well,
doing this,
that's the
we got to
problem,
do it.
right? They're all trying to
Yeah,
compete with each other.
right. I think
Yeah.
YouTube, if YouTube just stuck to what it does best, long form video, nobody else
It would
does
always
it.
be the leader. Yeah.
Nobody else
TikTok is
does long
trying.
form. Yeah, yeah, they're trying.
I don't know why. I think they should just stick with their short form video, like what made them
Yeah.
so big on the map. But that's a whole other conversation.
Do you watch a lot of TikTok? Are you a consumer of TikTok or are you just creator?
No, I definitely consume. I feel like I find myself doom scrolling quite often,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah, so I definitely do consume as well, which I think helps. Like, I think it helps to consume to find ideas that you want to recreate, or just find inspiration for other things that you want to do. Um, yeah, but I love watching TikToks too. Reels,
Where
find myself on Reels. But
where do you get the most inspiration for your content? What
anime.
anime?
Yeah, the shows. They definitely like the shows. But like I have a lot of friends who do fun content too, or they do like a cool dance. I'm like, oh, I want to try that. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it's
I think
cosplay,
you
just
do a lot
anime.
of collabs with people. It seems like lots of your videos
Oh
feature
my
your friends.
gosh. Lately, like the past month or two, so ever since VidCon, really, like it's just been nonstop with collabs. I feel like I haven't even made anything myself, just by myself in a long time, which I need to.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to it, but that's not usually that normal for me. Yeah, usually I was just doing solo. So it's just been the past few months, but
Do you
yeah.
enjoy it? Do you enjoy working with
Yeah, I
other
love
people
it.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun. I feel like it kind of, we mutually inspire each other, because everyone just gets in the creative mode and you're just feeding off of each
Right.
other's energy and ideas. It's super fun. Yeah,
Just cranking out that content. It's an
I'm a
amazing
content
thing.
machine.
It is. You go to. That's what I think is the most amazing thing about what you do is that you can go to one event and then you're getting like 20, 25 different videos out of that one
Yeah,
thing.
it certainly depends, but yeah, I do try. I do try. That's the thing though. Like you said, the pressure, is on because you
Yeah.
gotta always have content ready. Sometimes I run out and I'm like, what do I do? Just edit old content if I absolutely need to, but I don't usually run out that much.
What's the next con coming up you're going to?
I really wanted to do Anime NYC, but usually it's in November, and now it's actually in August, so I won't be going. But maybe Anime Impulse or Anime Pasadena.
Hmm.
And you said you're going to the film festival, right?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
and I might.
Exciting.
and I might be going to the one down there in LA, the Scream Fest, which is just a horror film festival. So
Send me the dates.
Yeah, it's in October. It's like early October, so they're gonna have like the best horror films there. It'd be really exciting.
That's cool.
So excited to see that.
Yeah,
so
I'm
hopefully,
excited to see what LA has to offer for Halloween.
It's exciting to like be able to get a press pass to these things. I never thought I would be able to do that just for writing movie reviews, but it's fun.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, that's Raven, awesome. It's been a blast talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's always a blast talking to you as well.